Hello, guys. Hope you're doing fine. God bless you from wherever you're watching from. Welcome and feel blessed. For the returning subscribers, God bless you. For the new subscribers, God bless you too and welcome. And I thank you so much for the support that you have shown me, guys. I'm truly grateful. May God continue to supply all your needs. May God continue to bless you. And let's get blessed together. Welcome to my space. So today we start on a new series of Travails of a Mother. We truly have to labor because the word travails means labor. We have to labor so that we can save this generation from everything that is happening. I feel and I believe that this is the last generation, and that is why Satan is on and about our kids. We have to pray. And one thing I know is that when you pray to God, no matter how much the prayers takes, no matter how long they take, one day at God's own time, He always answers those prayers. I want us to look at Hannah. When Hannah got pregnant, she used to pray. She prayed and she made a covenant with God that, Lord, if you bless me and give me a child, I will give back to you that child. She made a covenant with God. And when Hannah got blessed with a son, after the child started winning, he was dedicated to God. He was taken back to the house of God. God fulfilled the covenant that Hannah made with her. He blessed her with a son. She fulfilled her part by giving back the child to God. You see, nowadays, we take so many things for granted, especially when it comes to our children. We see like giving birth or nurturing that child, bringing that child to the world, we take it as a normal thing. And I want to tell you that it's not a normal thing. First of all, it is a blessing. Being a mother, being able to nurture that child, God helping you through that process of carrying that child and finally giving birth to that child is something that we are supposed to be grateful for. And we are not supposed to take it for granted. There are many women out there crying for them to have children. Having a child in your life is a blessing. And for those maybe who have gotten children in ways that have hurt them, I pray that God may heal your heart. May God help you through that pain. Accept the child, love the child, because at the end of the day, the child is innocent. And at this season, as we start this part 1 of Travails of a Mother, I want us to start by praying for women. If you are a woman and you're pregnant, if you are a woman and you're raising up small kids who do not yet know anything right or wrong, I want us to start from there. We start the dedication of those children. If you gave birth and you have never dedicated, you have never taken your child to the church and dedicate him to God, him or her to God, I feel that it's an important part that most, especially this generation, especially young mothers, don't do. But I feel it's important for you to take that kid to the church to be dedicated. If you're pregnant, it's the best time to start dedicating that child to God. Start proclaiming things, good things about that child. Start proclaiming that this child will not take after our bloodline. I know that it's hard because the child is already there. He or she has your blood, has the father's blood. But I know we can be able to curb all this by prayers. And truly, and I know that God hears our prayers. And if we dedicate our children, if you make a covenant with God, that child, even when he grows up, you will find that there are things that God will always try to shield that child from. And most especially, I want to touch about firstborns. Mothers, if you're there, remember your firstborn so much, because firstborns are children who are fought by the devil so much. They are the carriers of your blessings. They opened the womb. And if you can look at the in Old Testament, God always required for the Israelites to give God their firstborns, especially if it's an animal. You can imagine how much a firstborn is important even in the eyes of God. In as much as that child is important in the eyes of God, that is why the devil also fights firstborns, especially male. I'm not saying that even female are not important, but male are really fought by the devil. They are the carriers of the seed. They are the ones who carries nations. They are the ones who carries, the expansion of this world. And that is why the devil fights them so much. And if he does not fight them in childbirth, during the time they are in the womb, during the time they are growing up, when they become men, that is why you are seeing so much perverse men. And we have to pray for our children. We have to labor for them. Hannah labored for his son, and God protected her. We have to get on our knees. Mothers, is not time to relax. This is not time to waste time. This is not time to be ignorant. If we want to save this generation, we must start from the root. And the root is praying for them. If you're pregnant, pray for your child. Start praying for your children as early as now. Start praying for that child as early as now. Start dedicating that child as early as now. And if you're a mother, you are there. You gave birth to your kids and you have never taken them for a dedication. Please take them. It's important. Because if they are not on this side, the devil will always come after them in one way or another. There is this other issue of the bloodline. We have to pray about that. And I know that there is nothing difficult with our God. There is nothing difficult with our God. And this is where now the covenants come between you and God. You have to make a covenant between you and God for that child. I've seen so many of us. We struggle. We struggle with things that we don't know. And if you get to ask your parent, you get to ask your parent to tell you a bit about the person you are named after. The things you are told are the things that you deal with. I get to say that the battles that our parents did not fight for us are the ones we are fighting for. And they are truly difficult. So if you are a mother and you're out there, you're married, you're single, can you imagine that child fighting those battles that you're fighting, knowing that God had given you the ability, the chance to fight for that child through prayers? Because that is the only way we can fight. Because the Bible says we do not fight against flesh and blood, but spirits in the heavenly realm. So if you don't want your kids to fight the battles you're fighting now, you can imagine the weight of those battles that you're fighting if you don't want your kids to fight those battles. And it's very sad because this generation, they don't want to know things about God. It's really sad. It's going to be hard for them if we let them fight this battle.